You know, sometimes I get really excited about a book, and I go out into the interwebs and try and find a special edition, only to realize it doesn't exist. And then I feel frustration. Hey everyone, welcome back to Andrew's Wizardly Reads, and as always guys, I am Andrew, and today we are here to talk about, as far as I know, special editions that don't exist, but should. But before we get into that, please like this video and subscribe to the channel, as it does help the channel grow. You can check the description box down below for links to the Wizards Enclave Discord, my Amazon wishlist, my PANGO books if you want to buy books that I've removed from my collection. You might like them even if I didn't. Or to my Patreon if you want to help support the channel. I'm currently doing equipment upgrades on the channel here, so if you want to help with that, or if you just want access to some exclusive content, all the information on my Patreon is in the description box down below. That out of the way, we can now jump into these 5 books, specific books/series that I believe deserve special editions. And I'm not talking like Fairy Loot or Broken Binding editions. I'm talking like Grimoire Press, Centipede Press, Folio Society, things of that nature, like really premium edition books, and I think these books are deserving of that. And the first one right off the top is Boy's Life by Robert McCammon, and it's bad because we've gotten to the point now where like you either can get this one, a mass market paperback, or the original hardcover, which don't get me wrong, the original hardcover is gorgeous, and I would love to see that original cover art in a special edition. This one I could see being done by like Folio Society. The two I'm going to focus on more are like Grimoire Press and Folio Society. If they want to take this idea and run with it, know that they've got a guaranteed purchase of each one of these editions in me. But Boy's Life is just, I feel like it's Robert McCammon's most accessible work. It's got a spooky sort of vibe, but it's also got great coming of age, great analyzation of the father-son relationship. There's a murder mystery. There's a missing persons mystery. There's all sorts of good stuff within this book. There's some voodoo going on. Like, I can just picture the illustrations that could go into this. It would be something phenomenal. Oh, please, please, Folio Society, I need you to do this one. Next up, we are going to go with one that I think would be good for Grimoire Press. And that would be Long Price Quartet by Daniel Abraham. And Long Price Quartet is just something truly special. It's some of the best character-driven fantasy out there. And as far as I know, like there was like a full like omnibus, then the standard hardcover for 3 of the releases, and then I think the 4th one was only in paperback. And that's just frustrating. I could have that wrong. But since then, the collection omnibus has gone out of print for some reason. Like, you can't get them now for less than $70 to $80 on, like, secondhand sites like eBay or 8books or 8libris, what have you. And there's this kind of okay-ish edition from the UK Orbit, but not really because the spine's all jacked up. They don't match between the two collections. This is a bind-up of 2 books. So I could see Grimoire Press either doing a bind-up of 2 books a piece, which would be 2 editions with gorgeous art, gorgeous bonded leather with sewn-in ribbons, and just a couple illustrations. I don't need a whole lot. They don't even need to be color, but some illustrations would be gorgeous. Or they could do all 4. Either way, I would be so invested in that. This is a series by Daniel Abraham that just kind of flies under the radar. He's most known for The Expanse. The Expanse is great. Orbit is doing like special editions for The Expanse with like the like sprayed edge covers, but I mean, I feel like LPQ's been left in the dust, and that is ridiculous and just a great shame. A true great shame. I think Grimoire Press would kill this. I think they'd absolutely knock it out of the park. Next up, we've got Bernard Cornwell's The Warlord Chronicles, and we've got Winter King here. And I could see this going either way. I could see the nice bonded leather edition of this one, either from, Easton Press. Easton Press is one I could have probably mentioned at the beginning of the video, or Grimoire Press. But I could also see Folio absolutely killing this in like a collection that's kind of like, let me show you. That's kind of like they're his Dark Materials, but for like, imagine it for like Warlord Chronicles. Oh, that would be so cool. And the reason I've not only selected Warlord Chronicles is it's an amazing story. It's highly accessible. It's got those fantasy elements, but it's also got that historical fiction element. So good. But also, it's a finished trilogy. It's very, very highly regarded, but also the hardcovers or the trade paperbacks in the US edition are hideous. Like, I mean, you could sneeze on a piece of printer paper and it would probably look better than those. I'm being overly harsh, but still, like, those books do not look good together. There is no consistency on them. Other than this edition right here, I don't really like the way that these look. So I had to send out for the UK paperback edition, but there's no special edition of these that I'm aware of. And now that it's gotten a rather, I believe, mixed, like, TV adaptation, I feel like we could bring the attention back to the books where they truly shine, and I could see anybody doing a truly gorgeous, gorgeous set of these. And this one, I know there's no real hope of getting this done, but I would love to see it done. And specifically, I'd like to see this done like one of two ways. And that's Draai by David Gemmell. Now, David Gemmell has since passed. I don't even know how this would be contracted to be done, but this is 11 books, and I could see it being done like Folio does the James Bond books, just like individual books, because they are short. This is the mass market paperback. You could probably get away with like that style in the Folio Society, or you could do like the Grimmelk Press, because I know Grimmelk Press did Magician, which is a bind up of 2 books into one 1990 revised edition, and that is here. This is a gorgeous book. It looks fantastic, feels great in the hand. Now, for Draai, what they did do is they did a limited release back in the early 2000s of these books in volumes, in hardcover, but they were limited to 1,000 pieces, and they were really not special editions. They were just those books within a hardcover format, collected into 3 books apiece, 3 or 4 books apiece, depending on size. Because I know that 3 volumes exist. And through those volumes, they made it all the way through Waylander. The 3rd Waylander novel, which is the one directly after Winter Warriors. Hero in the Shadows, I believe is that one's called. So they did at least 3 volumes, and then there's a duology that comes after that. I could see this being done in beautiful bonded leather or beautiful cloth bound like Folio Society does the James Bond range. That would be amazing. I would buy that up instantly. I know many of my friends who would love to invest in that, and that would just be so amazing. I would pay $70 a book for cloth-bound individual copies, or even upwards of $140 or more for just collected editions that are amazing with illustrations and slipcovers. I don't ask for much. I just want the pretty books. And of course, it goes without saying that, like, I don't believe every book needs a special edition right away. That's a different discussion. These are books that I think are legendary or deserving of special editions, that they just don't exist. And then, of course, closing it out, we're going to do Anthony Ryan's Bloodsong. And specifically, we're talking about the Raven Shadow trilogy. Say what you will about the next 2 books, Tower Lord and, what's after Tower Lord? Is it Queen of Fire? It is Queen of Fire. I had to peek. Say what you want about those books. It's a solid story. Even when it goes from Valen, also known as like single POV to multi-POV, I can see this being done amazingly well with illustrations. I mean, there are so many moments that if they were been illustrated in Bloodsong, just things that Valen's doing could have been so incredibly cool. And then with just like gorgeous like bonded leather or cloth bound, again, I could see either Easton Press or Folio Society or Grimmelk Press doing these, and I think it would be really cool, and I think they would sell like hotcakes. And I think Anthony Ryan is just another author that just needs more focus, and more people should be reading him, because I think a lot of people just read Bloodsong and then didn't continue on with his works, or they've just kind of come back here and there. He's a very prolific author. I've got a lot of his books on my shelves, but like, I mean, Anthony Ryan is amazing, and I think a special edition of this would be just chef's kiss. So incredibly good. But those are the 5 books / series that I think are more than deserving of special editions from these special edition companies. Please make them so that I can give you my money. That's all I really have to say to you. Till next time, guys. Before we go, let me know in the comments down below, what are 5 books that you think deserve special editions, but don't currently have them? We'll end on that note. That's all I've really got for you today, guys. So till next time, peace out. Stay magical. Bye. And as always, I want to give a huge thank you to my patrons. Thank you for helping support my passion and my hobby.